What's up YouTube? Welcome back to another edition of Coding with Robbie. I'm your host Robbie, and in this video we're going to be building a Shopify header section. So we're going to build a header section, and it's going to have all the proper settings for colors, hooking up a navigation, changing a logo, the logo size, all that. And yeah, we're going to do it from scratch. So check it out. Here's the finished section right here. So we got the logo right here. We got our navigation with drop downs. And if you're on mobile, it turns into a drawer. So say we go to mobile, we got a hamburger, and you can open it and you get the same navigation right here. And yeah, one thing to note is that it's all the same HTML. There's no duplicate stuff. So we're manipulating the same elements for mobile and desktop. So from the back end, here's how it looks like. So if we go to section, we get all the settings right here. For the logo, you can change the size of the logo. You can change the menu right here, and you can change the height of the element. And then we also added some colors. So for colors, it's kind of theme-wide, so you don't really want to put them in the section unless it's something specific. So I put it within theme settings right here. And you can change the width of the page, wider or narrower. And then we got some colors right here. So background color, text color, the lighter text color, and then the border color. So if this looks interesting to you, stick around and we're going to get right into it right now. Just make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know you're there. And yeah, I'm in my living room today, so my office is all messed up, so I'm doing it out here. So hopefully the audio is good and it's not too bad. And yeah, let's do it. Alright, so here's what I'll be starting out with today. I got a pretty much empty theme file that just renders the header section. And here's that header section. It's just completely empty with just the H1, and then I have an empty setting schema right here, and I have a home page component and an index.json file. Alright, so I actually just finished recording the video, and there's one thing that I left out that I wanted to show you guys. When I'm going through my starter files, I don't show the CSS file, or SCSS. So in assets, I have style.scss.liquid. And I'm starting out with these two transition properties right here, so make sure to copy these into your file. And then to use a .scss.liquid within theme, it's right here. It turns into style.scss.css, and it's an asset URL. And if we go to the website, here's how that looks. We got the header section rendering right here, and the home page section rendering right there. And I'm using ThemeKit to watch all my files for changes and automatically sync them. If you don't know how to use ThemeKit, see my other video. I'll put it in the description where I kind of go through the basics of Shopify development. But yeah, let's get right into it right now. So let's go to our header section right here. And one thing to note is that when you make a section, it automatically wraps it in an element. So there's not really a reason to add an extra header element. I'm actually going to use a section one. So to do that, we can specify a tag, and I'll say, hey, use the header tag, and we can also add a class to it. So let's go class, and let's say, hey, let's add the header class to it. Oh, and also, I forgot to show you, in assets, I have a style.css.liquid. Here's when I coded it before. We'll delete all that. And actually, the one thing I want to copy is just these transitions. So make sure to copy these to your CSS file. It basically just lets you fade in and out a element. So yeah, copy those. But yeah, back to the header. So we have our header section. We're saying, hey, use the header tag with the header class. And yeah, let's just put that H1 back. And we'll say hi inside there. Hit save. Let's go back and see what we get. If I go here and I refresh, we get hi. And if we take a look at the element, let me zoom this in for you. Here's the section. It's the header tag with the header class. So that's pretty nice. So the first thing we're going to add is probably a page width setting, so we can keep it in the center with the max width. So to do that, this is kind of a site-wide global setting, so we use theme settings for that. So let's go inside settings schema.json. And let's create a new section. And a section has a name. So let's call ours page settings. And then a section has settings. So let's do a settings array. And we'll create a setting, and it's going to be of type, we'll do a range field. We have to give this an ID. I'll go, we'll call it page_width. And then we'll give it a label, so page width. And then optionally, we can give it a default value. So let's go default, and we'll make the default width of the site 1200 pixels. And then since it's a range field, we can give it min, max, and step. So let's go min is going to be, maybe it has to be at least 800 pixels. For max, we'll go maybe 1600. Whoops. And then for step, we'll make it jump up every, say, 50 pixels. Just like that. Let's hit save, and then we'll go to our editor and see what that looks like. If we go back here, and I can refresh, and now I go to customize theme settings, and we get our page section with the page width right here. So now I can adjust that, but it's not hooked up to anything right now. So let's hook that up. Let's go into our style sheet right here, and let's go dot width. We'll go max width is going to be equal to that setting. So let's actually store it as a variable up here. I'll go width, and width is going to be equal to settings dot page_width, which is the ID from the section right there. And then it's just going to be a number, so I have to add pixels over it. And it's going to yell about syntax errors. I don't know how to get around this. You just got to deal with that. But yeah, now we can go max width is equal to our width variable. And then we'll go width is equal to, let's go calc 100% minus 40 pixels. So it'll leave a 20 pixel gap on the left and right. And then let's add a breakpoint variable. Our breakpoint will be 960 pixels. And let's go at media min width breakpoint, which is 960. We'll go, hey, once you hit that breakpoint, let's leave 40 pixels on the left and right. And then let's center that. So margin 0 auto. And now let's go to our header section. Let's just wrap that in the width div. So we'll go class is equal to width. And just like that. So now it should be contained within our width wrapper. So let's go back to our website. I'll refresh, and there we go, 1200 pixels in the center. All right, so next up, let's hook up our logo. So let's go inside our header.liquid file, and let's add our first section setting. So it works the same as setting schema. You just do settings just like this. So let's go like that. For this type, it's going to be image picker. For the ID, it's going to be logo. For label, it's also going to be logo. And then we're not going to have a default value, so we'll leave that empty. And let's also do an image width setting. So I'm actually going to copy our range field from over here. I'll copy it into here. So let's add a comma, paste it in. And this time the ID is going to be logo width. And then the label will be logo width. And then default, let's make it 100. The minimum will be 20. And the max will be 300. And for step, we'll do 5. Save that. So we should have a couple settings on our section now. So let's check those out. So if I go back here and go to sections, I got to refresh the page to get the updates. Go to header right here, and now we got our logo and logo width. I'm going to upload my logo, which I've already done. And then for width, I'll leave it, let's go 80. I'll hit save, and it's not going to do anything, so let's hook those up. So let's go back here, and we'll go up here, and we'll just go href, and it's going to link to the root page. And for class, I'll go header logo. And then inside of here, let's do our logo. So img src is equal to, we'll do an alt tag. I'll just go site.name. I think that's a property. And then for the SRC, let's go and grab this logo right here. So if it's in a section setting, you go section dot settings dot whatever the ID is. Ours is logo. And then for images, I have to go, hey, this is an IMG SRC, and let's say, hey, let's use the master image, just like that. And now we got to add that logo width. So I can't use section settings within the style sheet right here. And these have a special thing you can do called style sheet, but you also can't use settings within this style sheet tag. So you actually have to use the inline style for this. So let's go dot header logo, and we'll go, hey, let's make this display block, and let's do a max width on it. So let's go max width is equal to, and let's use that setting. So it's section.settings.logo width, and then we got to add pixels to the end and a semicolon. And then really in here you should only do stuff where you have to use the settings. So I'm going to move this to my global style sheet. So let's go back here. I'll just create a new section called header. Let's go dot header logo display block, and let's see how that looks. And it didn't work, so what's going on? Let's see if I got an error. No errors. Let's see, go back here. Let's get rid of this. Section.settings.logo. Section.settings.logo. It's an image picker. Alright, let's take a look at this and see what's happening. So go in here. I got the header logo. It's going file/logo, so that's weird. So what did I do wrong? Image SRC. Oh, image URL. That's my bad. See if that fixes it. There we go. We get the logo. So let's hook up that logo width. Why is that not working? Let's see. We got our inline style right here. Dot header logo. Max width 80 pixels. Max width 80 pixels. Header logo right there. If I go on my style sheet, it's display block. So what's going on with that? Or am I just zoomed in a ton? I don't know. Nope. Okay, so I forgot to add my CSS reset stuff. So let's go up here and we'll create a new section called reset. Let's go star, margin 0, padding 0, box sizing, border box. This is just kind of boilerplate stuff. And then let's go IMG and SRC. And let's make, not SRC, SVG. And let's make this display block. Max width 100%. And that's going to fix the error we're having. So let's go back and check that out. Let's add some more comments real quick. This will be page stuff. And then we got our header down there. Okay, let's see if it fixed it. It does. And yeah, we're in good shape. So now let's hook up our navigation. So let's go back here. Go to the header section. We'll add a new setting. And for this one, it's going to be type is, I think it's link underscore list. For ID, let's go navigation. And for label, let's go navigation menu. Hit save. Let's see if we get an error on that link list. We didn't, so I think it's working. And let's actually add a default. So let's go default is going to be main menu, which is the main menu that every store starts out with. Hit save. Let's go back and check it out. Let's refresh. I go inside here and I get my navigation menu, and I could change it to a different one if I wanted. But let's leave it at main menu. And let's render that on the screen. Let's go back here, scroll up a little bit, and we'll put it right here. So let's go UL class is equal to header nav. And then let's loop through the links in that navigation. So we can go for link in link lists, and then you give it the ID right here. So ours is section dot settings dot, oh, you know what, you don't even have to do that. You can just go section dot settings dot what do I call it, navigation dot links. That should do the trick. Let's do an end for, and then for each link we're going to do an li and an anchor tag, so a href, and we'll connect that to the link.url. And then in here we'll go link.title. See how that looks. We'll go back and I'll refresh, and I don't get anything. Let's see if we got an error. No errors. What's going on here? Oh, it just didn't update right away. So there we go. We got our links right there. Let's add some more reset stuff to our style sheet. So let's go up here, and I like all anchor tags not to have the text decoration. So let's get rid of the underline. And I also like to have list style none by default. So I'll get rid of the underlines and the bullets. Let's go back, refresh, they're gone. And let's just give it a default font size and font. So let's go font family. I want it to autocomplete for me. I like the system one right here. Let me add my variables back. Let's just go font size 100%, which is 16 pixels. And then, yeah, we should have our default colors in here also. So we'll do that in a minute. Let's see if it works. All right, looks good. Now let's add a couple color settings. So again, it's not really a section setting. It's more of a global site setting. So let's go in our settings schema.json. Let's create a new section. And we'll call this section colors. Let me just make sure this is recording. All right, looks good. Colors, and then this will be type color. And then we'll call this background underscore color. Label is going to be background color. We don't need any of this, and we'll do our default value to be white, which is number FFF. And then let's do one for the text color. So let's make another one. We'll call this text color. Text color on label, and the default text color will make it 111, which is a dark gray that's like almost black. So these global settings are able to use in the style sheet, no problem. So yeah, let's add them up here as variables. So let's go $BG is going to be equal to, and settings dot background color. And then let's do one for our text color. I'll just go $text is going to be the text color. And let's hook them up down here. So let's go background. Whoops. Is going to be $BG. And color is going to be $text. Save that up, and let's also bring this background color on the header element. So let's go down here. I'll go .header background BG. Let's see if that works. So let's go back. I'll go in here, I'll refresh. And then what did I do? I added colors. So let's go theme settings colors. We got our background color, and we got our text color. So that's working good. I'm going to disregard those changes. Let me just refresh. Let's go back here, and let's start styling this up. So first thing we got to do is actually we need a hamburger menu for mobile. So let's go back here, and let's go button class is equal to hamburger. Let's call it header hamburger. And then we need some bars within there. So let's go span class is equal to header hamburger bar. let's see, a hamburger usually has 3 bars, so let's do that. Go back and style it, so let's go dot header hamburger. Let's go width is 32 pixels, and then it's a button element, so we got to reset that also. So let's go up here, let's go button, input, select, and text area. On all those, we want to go outline none, border none, background transparent, and then we got to go appearance none. And this is like the one property you still have to prefix, so let's do all the prefixes. We got dash webkit dash, if I can type it. We got dash moz, we got dash ms, and we got dash o. Let's save that and go back down here, and let's do dot header hamburger bar. So these bars, let's go height is 2 pixels, width is 100%, background is the text color. Let's go display block, border radius 2 pixels. What am I missing? I think that's good, so let's space them out now. So if you have 2 header bars in a row, let's add a margin top, try 5 pixels, and let's see how that looks. Let's go back, let me add display block here too, just in case. Go back, refresh, and there we go, we got our hamburger right here. I'm gonna make it a little taller. So let's put 6 pixels in between each bar. Let me refresh. Okay, that looks good. And then let's make it so the logo's on the left and the hamburger's on the right. So to do that, let's wrap our elements. Let's go div class is equal to header flex. We'll just wrap everything in that. So it contains our navigation, our hamburger, and our logo. And then let's go to our style sheet, and we'll go right up here, dot header flex. We'll go display flex, align items center, justify content space between. So yeah, this tutorial is going to be mostly CSS. I'm realizing it's probably going to be a long one. This is why I normally don't include CSS in my videos. But yeah. There we go, and then let's have this navigation turn into a drawer. So let's go down here, dot header nav, and let's go display, no, not display, let's go position fixed. We'll go top 0, left 0, so it's on the top left of the screen. Let's make it so the height is 100%. We'll go overflow auto, so if it is taller than 100%, you'll be able to scroll in that box. Let's go background is going to be our BG color. And let's go width 90%. Max width 300 pixels. Let's see how that looks. So there we go. We got our drawer right there. Alright, so now let's do the overlay so it kind of creates a dark background when it's open. So let's go back to our component. And I'm going to go in here, and I'll just go at the bottom here, and I'll go div class is equal to header nav overlay. And then close it up. Let's go to our style sheet. And I'll do it down here. Let's go to header nav overlay. Now let's go position fixed. Top 0, left 0, right 0, bottom 0. Now let's go background is going to be RGBA 000, and then our opacity will be 0.7. Now let's give that a try. Let's go back here. And there we go. Now we got to have our drawer sit on top of that. Let's go to our header nav right here, and we'll just add z index is going to be 10. There we go, and then I wonder if I can add a z-index to this also. Let's go z-index is equal to 9. refresh, still looks good. So there we go. Now let's what else do we got to do? Let's style up the content within that nav. So let's go and give it some classes before we do that. Let's go back here. And where are we at? So let's give this header nav, and then we'll give this header nav item. And then we'll give this header nav anchor. And then we'll go back to styles, and let's go, I'm gonna move this up right here. Let's go dot header nav item. Let's go border bottom, 1 pixel solid black. Make sure that works. Let's go dot header nav anchor. We'll make this display block. Let's give it padding 20 pixels. Let's give it the color text. Let's go check out our website. There we go. Let's hook up a new border color. So let's go to our setting schema, and we'll add a new one for borders. Let's just call this border color. And then it'll be number DDD. Now let's go to our style sheet, and we'll create a variable up here, $border, and it's going to be our border color setting. Alright, let's go down here, and let's hook it up right here. So this will now be $border. And there we go. We got our basic drawer. So let's make it so we can open and close it now. So by default, it should be closed. So we gotta get rid of this overlay. So let's go opacity 0, and then let's put it off screen by going left is negative 100%. And then when it is active, we will have a class on the header. Let's go dot nav active, and so if the parent has nav active, it'll do these styles in here, where we go left is 0, opacity is 1, and then let's go transition. We're gonna use those fade off, fade on variables I had you copy. Where are we at? So let's go $fade off, and then when it's open, we give it fade on. Let's go back. The overlay's gone, and then our drawer should be over to the left off screen when it's not open. So let's do that. Let's go transform, translate X, and we'll go negative 100%, which will move the whole thing over completely to the left. And then when it is open, we'll have the nav active class on the parent. We can go, hey, when it is active, go transform none. And now let's add a transition on that transform. So let's go transition. And we'll go 0.4 seconds, transform. So let's see what happens. It's gone. And now let's make it, when we click this hamburger, it'll slide out and fade in the overlay. We just have to add that class. So let's go back here. Let's just do a script tag down here. And we gotta go document.query selector. We want .header hamburger. And then let's add an event listener. We'll listen for clicks. And when someone does click it, we want to run this function right here, which goes document.query selector header, and we go class list .toggle nav active. Now when we click that hamburger, it's going to add nav active to .header, and yeah, those styles will take effect. So this and this. Let's see if it works. Refresh, I click it, and nothing happened. I go to console, and I get, oh, I didn't capitalize the E. So let's go back. Go to header, add capital event listener. That should fix it. Go back, refresh. That error's gone. I click it. And what happened? It didn't add that class. Why not? Oh, so our header is still completely over the page, so let's fix that. Instead of doing right 0, bottom 0 on the overlay, where's it at? Instead, I'm gonna do width 100%, height 100%, like that. That should fix it, because it's anchored to the right of the screen right there. Now I hover over header overlay and I don't see it, so it's off screen. I click this and it fades in the overlay, slides out our drawer. And now we gotta make it so when you click the outside, it'll close it. So let's make it so when you do click the overlay element, so let's grab that. Let's go dot header nav overlay. When you do click that, we want to remove this class. Try that out. Refresh. I click it, it opens. I click it again, it closes, but we have an error. So if I click right here, it's going to click through this box and still click the overlay and close it. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay, never mind. That's not an issue. Interesting. I thought it would be. Okay. What else we got to do? Let's do the sub menus. So let's go back to Shopify. Let's go to navigation. And let me show you what my navigation looks like. So we have sub menus, and those are the drop down things. So let's include those into our navigation. Let's go up here, and within the header nav item, let's go, hey, if link.links is not equal to blank, then we want to show the sub menu. So we'll do another loop in here. We'll go for child in link.links. And then in here for each one, oh, we actually forgot our UL out here. So let's go UL/UL. And then inside here, we'll go li. I'll go class is equal to header sub nav, or just header sub item. Sounds good. And then we need header sub anchor, href, class is equal to header sub anchor. And then in here we do child.title. And in here we do child.url. And then up here I'm gonna go header sub. Let's save that. Let's see if we're recording. We are. Go back. Let's see what it looks like. There we go. We got our sub menus right there. So let's style those up. Let's go back here. I'll go to the bottom here. I'll go dot header sub. Now let's go padding is 20 pixels again. See what that looks like. See what that looks like. Actually, really just want it on the left and right. And then we'll go margin top is, let's try 10 pixels. And then let's go dot header sub item. And then when you have two items in a row, let's add a margin top. Try 5 pixels. And then let's get our anchor, header sub anchor. And we're going to give that a lighter text color. So let's add another setting to setting schema. And I'll just go copy this and we'll call it medium text color. The default will be 5E, 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 which is a medium gray color. And then let's copy this and we'll add it to our variables up here. Let's just go $, medium text is going to be settings.medium text color. Now let's go down here and use it. So we'll go color, medium text. And then on hover, let's make it color text. And then let's add a transition on color. So transition 0.2 seconds color. Let's see how that looks. And actually we need to put display inline block here too also. Inline block. No, sorry. Put that on the item, we'll put block. Alright, let's see what we're working with. I'll refresh, open it up, and we get, this is kind of messed up. Let's see what's going on here. So really I want that padding on the item, not the anchor. So let's go back here, I'll move it up here. And then let's make the font size a little bit bigger for the anchor. Let's go font size is 20 pixels. See how that looks. Refresh, open it up. Okay, that's looking better. We get the parent item, and then if there is a drop down, we get those. Let's add a little more space right there. So let's go back and we'll go to header sub. Let's try 15. Refresh. Open it up. Did that not work? Header sub. Still 10, so it should be 15. Let's see how the 15 looks. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Let's refresh and make sure it works. And there we go. We got our drawer. So now let's do the desktop version. So first up, let's add some spacing on the top and bottom here. So let's go to our section. And we'll add a new setting. We'll put it at the top this time. It's going to be a range field. Let me copy one of my range settings. Right here. Let's go up here and we'll just go and call this header height. The ID will be padding. That's for us. For the user, they'll just see header height. Default will be 24. Minimum will be 5. Maximum will be 100. Step will be 1. Let's hook this up. Let's go, and we got to do it in line since it's a setting. So let's go dot header. We'll go padding. Is going to be our setting right here. So section dot settings dot padding pixels 0. So it'll add whatever that setting is on the top and bottom. Let's see if that works. Whoops. And there we go. We get our padding. And then for that home page section, I'm just going to style it so you can kind of see the different sections better. Just go back here. I'll just go up here and I'll go dot home, I think I called it. Dot hero. Dot hero, background, black, color, white, padding, 200 pixels, 0. So now we can see the sections a little bit better. There we go, we got our hero, and here's our header section right here, which we can open and close. So now we're going to do desktop. So on desktop, I want to get rid of the drawer and instead display them right here. So to do that, let's go back here, and overlay is just going to be gone. So let's go at media, min width, our breakpoint. Let's go display none. And we also want to display none down here if it's left active. And then let's go to header nav, and we'll add a breakpoint where we go position is now static. Display will be inline flex. Align item center. Let's put a 60 pixel gap between them. And then let's go width is going to be auto. Max width is none. Height auto. Let's Reset the overflow. Initial background is transparent again. And transform is none. And what else? I think that looks good. Let's see what that looks like. I'll refresh. And here we go. We got our nav here. Let's hide the hamburger. Let's go header hamburger. Where's it at? At media, min width, $BP. We'll go display none. And then we got some borders we gotta get rid of. So let's go to header nav item. Let's get rid of the padding and the border. So padding 0. Border none. See how that looks. There we go. And then let's turn the sub navs into drop downs. Let's go header nav item. We got to add position relative to this so our drop down can be relative to it. And then let's go to header sub and add our breakpoint. When we hit our breakpoint, it's going to go position absolute. Top 0, left 50%. Transform, translate X negative 50%, so it centers it. We'll give it a background color of BG. Let's go border radius 20. And I'm just going to add a border so we can see it for right now. Border is 1 pixel solid black. See how that looks. I'll go back here, refresh. There's our drop downs. Let's add some padding on the parent items. And did we give it a width? Let's go here and go width 220 pixels. And then what else we gotta do? Let's get rid of. That looks pretty good. Let's go to our header anchor right here. Let's go padding. Actually, this should now be inline block would be better. And then we're gonna add some padding on the top and bottom, and I'll explain why I'm doing that in a second. How that looks. And then so it doesn't increase the height, I'm also gonna do margin and do the opposite. Okay, and then let's move these down further. So if I do go to my header sub, what did I put? I did top 0, I actually want top 100%. See how that looks. Okay, and then we're gonna add some top and bottom padding to that. So where are we at? Header sub. Let's go padding 20 pixels 0. Actually, we want 20 pixels everywhere. That looks good. So now let's make it so it'll only display when you're hovering over this. And the reason I added that padding to these, if we check it out, I'm gonna go, hey, when this is hovered, show this. When this is hovered, or when you're hovering over the drop down itself. And say I didn't have that padding, once you went in between, it would disappear. So that's why I added that. So let's set that up now. So here's our header sub. We're gonna go opacity 0, left negative 99999 to get it off screen. And then we'll do those transitions I gave you again. So transition is $fade off. And then we're gonna go, hey, let's go dot header anchor plus and would be dot header sub. So when you're hovering over header anchor, show the next sibling, which is this. Let's go here and let's go left is 50%, opacity is 1, transition is $fade on, And then I have duplicate left, so let's get rid of that one. And let me see if that works. Refresh, they're gone. And I hover over this and nothing happens. So it should be hover. Alright, let me see what I did wrong. Header anchor hover plus and. It should be in the breakpoint also. Maybe that's why. Did that update? It did. Let's refresh. No, not working. Header nav anchor. Oh, header nav anchor hover plus and. I think that'll do it. Let's go back. Come on. There we go. So now it fades in when I hover over that, but I go over it and it disappears. So let's also make it or and hover. So when you're hovering over it, it'll also stay. There we go. That's pretty good. Now let's do a little triangle up here. Let's go to header sub. And let's go and dot after. We'll go content empty position absolute. Let's go width 12 pixels, height 12 pixels. I'll just go background blue for now so we can see it. Let's go transform, and we want to rotate it 45 degrees. So we're taking a square and going like that so it has a little point. And then transform. Let's go negative 50%, negative 50%, and then we'll go left 50%. It's going to push it 50%, and then the element will correct itself 50%, so it's perfectly centered. We're also going to move it 50% up so it sticks above the drop down menu. So let me see here. 1212 blue, rotate. Let's see how that looks. I think I got all the properties. I refresh, and no, it's still down there. So we got to go top 0, left 50%. Go back, refresh, refresh, refresh. The transform's not working because I need display block on the property. It's a little small. Let's make it 14. And I'll refresh. Why is it not working? Alright, let's check it out. Let's add hover to this. Let's take a look at our after right here. I gotta zoom this out a little bit. Transform is invalid. So let's check out my transform. Rotate. Oh, this should be translate, not transform. Refresh, refresh, and there it is right there, but I gotta reverse the order of these. I don't know why, but it matters. This video is gonna be like an hour. Sorry guys, there we go. Let's turn it white, and then we'll add some box shadow, and we're almost done. So let's go $BG, and then let's get some box shadow. So I don't remember box shadow, so let's just go box shadow generator, and I like this guy right here. Let's go 0, maybe 5. Let's make it super blurry. Red, I'll go negative. I think something like that looks good. So let's copy this, and I'll go and add it to header sub. And is that it? Let's see. Oh, we got to shrink this down when we're on desktop. So that is header anchor. Not sub anchor, but just header anchor right here. Once we hit the breakpoint, let's make it 16 pixels. Refresh, refresh. Oh, 16 pixels. I did 26 pixels. All right, let's make it 16. There we go. That's honestly kind of small. Like, let's go 18. And the gap looks a little big, so let's make it actually 50 pixels. Refresh. And I think that's good. There we go. Oh, we gotta remove the border also. On header sub. Where did I do that black border? Right here. And that doesn't really show. We need a darker box shadow. Let's just go 0, 0. Spread will be 0. Blur radius, I don't know, 10, just to make it a little more obvious. And then let's lighten that. Let's go 0.2, and let's make that hero a different color so we can see the shadow. Let me go back up here, and instead of black, let's just go number DDD. Go back, I'll refresh, and I hover over, I get my drop down. It's looking pretty good. And yeah, that's it. So we can shrink this, it turns into this. And then I grow it, and it goes to that. So it's looking pretty good. So you know what, it's bugging me that we don't have a shadow on that little square. So let's do that. And this is gonna be a little weird, but let's go to it. Let's get our box shadow. Where are we at? There's header sub. Box shadow, let's add it to our square too. Now it's gonna sit on top and be weird, watch. So maybe we can just put it behind. Let's try z index -1. Refresh, refresh, refresh. Not working. Let me check this out. Let's hover this guy. And then let's go to our after. We do have -1. That's not going to work, so we're going to have to add a little box right here that sits over it so you don't see that part. So let's actually change this to before. And then for after, we'll do a little box that sits on top of it. So we'll go and after. Let's go width is 45 pixels. Height is, do 16 pixels. Background is $BG. Position is going to be top 0, left 50%. Minus 8, let's make this 44. Minus 22 pixels. Margin left, -22 pixels, so it's centered. We gotta add content, empty string, position absolute, and let's see, I think that should do it. Let's try it out. Refresh, and there we go. So there we go. That's how you can build your navigation menu. We added all the settings. It hooks up to this nav. I hope you liked this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment. And yeah, there's a lot of CSS in this video. I know it's going to be a way longer video than I wanted. So if you like these videos where I do the CSS, let me know. But I think I'll try to leave the styling portion out unless it's a video specific to styling. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed this video, you can click the icon in the middle of the screen to subscribe. And there's a couple videos on the right for you to check out. Till next time, bye.